Listen to me closely because I'm not going to sugarcoat anything for you. I'm not going to give you some warm, fuzzy motivational speech like the ones you find here on YouTube where we pretend the world is all sunshine and rainbows and you have every reason to think what you're thinking. I'm here to wake you the hell up and slap you in the face with the truth just like I always have from the very beginning. I'm sick and tired of hearing you blame everyone else because you've been blaming everyone else long enough. I'm sick of you searching about TikTok's latest Amapiano challenge, buying tickets for that Travis Scott concert. Maybe you're right now laughing at some meme or checking out the next celebrity drama. You feel good right now, you're entertained, right? Until I actually ask you about your problems and you blame someone else. Let me tell you something, you think your problems are bad. You think your life was unfair. I want to tell you something about the people who actually lived through apartheid, the apartheid you complain about, your parents, your grandparents, the people who were literally beaten, humiliated and oppressed by a government that wanted to erase their very existence simply because of their color of their skin. These people had no choice. They had no option. They were denied basic human dignity, were forced to live in a system that was built on hatred and cruelty. They fought, they sacrificed, and they suffered. They spent decades in poverty, unable to even dream of the opportunities you have at your fingertips today. They were thrown into prisons. They were assaulted by cops in every way you can imagine. They were denied education, and yet somehow they still made it through, and we were born, and they survived. And you have the smartphone in your hand, unlimited Wi-Fi, watching me, the entire world at your fingertips, and yet what are you doing with it? You're wasting time. You're letting your life pass you by, endlessly scrolling through nonsense, while you always blame your current situation on things that happened decades ago. It's because of apartheid, so I'm supporting the EFF. It's because of this and that. We hate the white people. You need to wake up. Your choices are and your actions are your future. It's not the past. It's not the white man. It's you. You think apartheid holds you back today? Yes, apartheid was a terrible system, but it ended a while ago. It did terrible damage to the country, to families, and to generations. No one is denying that. But I want to tell you something. You're not a slave to it anymore. You weren't even born at its peak. You are not bound by it. I don't care what anyone says. If you're blaming your failures on apartheid, you're only making the biggest excuse of your entire life. Because here's the truth. Your life is in your hands. Not in the government's hands, not in your community's hands, not even in your parents' hands. It's in your hands. Every single choice you make right now is building into the foundation for the rest of your entire life. Whether you wake up early or you sleep in the morning, whether you sit around or hustle, whether you grind or waste time, whether you watch a Summer Summit video around, your life is in your hands. Your grandparents did not have the same opportunities as you, but they had one thing you seem to be missing, a will to survive, to push forward and to fight against the system. They didn't just sit back and cry about how unfair the world was and started cutting themselves. They pushed, they fought, they overcame, and you have it easy compared to them. You're just busy playing the victim as you always did. You have been weakened, and it's time you took a long, hard look at what's happened to you. Your grandparents, your parents, they went through unimaginable suffering. Literal grenades and rubber bullets were part of their daily experience. Like walking to school. They were from the streets. They ran through brutality. They were separated from their families. Their very lives were held in the balance as the world around them collapsed into chaos. They didn't have the luxury of being soft. They didn't have the privilege of sitting in their rooms feeling sorry for themselves because of their toxic exes. They didn't have the option to give up, blame others for their problems, and cower under their insecurities, knowing they were going to eat tonight. They were fighting for survival. They were fighting for a future where you could sit comfortably with your phone in your hand on your bed, scrolling through TikTok and running into Summer Summit and searching pointless Amapiano dance challenges, buying tickets for the next concerts in FNP Stadium. They fought to make sure you could have a chance at a better life than they had. But look at you now. Look what you've become. Do you think they fought through all of that just for you to sit there, wasting time feeling sorry for yourself? You need to wake up, because you've been conditioned to blame everything on the past. Apartheid, your toxic ex, your family, your uncle, the world around you. You've been fed a lie. You're wasting your life away. You sit there, trapped in your comfortable victimhood, telling yourself that you can't succeed because of what happened before you were born. You're blaming everything except for the one thing that should be blamed and really matters, yourself. And where has this mentality brought you? It's brought you to a generation that thinks it's normal to whine over a breakup. My ex is toxic. I'm depressed. I'm taking antidepressants. You make excuses for why you can't move forward. That is why your life is falling apart. You get wrapped up in this narrative where you think your happiness depends on someone else's actions for some reason. You're thinking it's something you can't control. You let your emotions dictate your reality. And then you believe that the world should hand you everything because you're this adorable little king or queen. Your grandparents didn't have the option to sit in a room feeling sorry for themselves over a breakup or complaining about a bad day at school. They didn't have the luxury of blaming others for their suffering. Because they were fighting for survival, they were enduring pain, loss, brutality, because they had no other choice. They didn't have antidepressants to pop whenever life became too much. They didn't have contraceptives to compensate for their pathetic disobedience or to fix themselves. They had nothing but their grit, their resilience, and their will to survive. And here you are, a generation full of comfort and luxury, yet you crumble at the slightest inconvenience. You can't handle a difficult conversation. You can't handle rejection. You can't handle the heat, and you always step out of the kitchen. You melt. And you know what's worse? You've been taught to reach for pills every time something goes wrong. Instead of confronting the challenges, instead of learning how to endure, you've been told to numb your pain. Go drink, go groove. Pills for depression, pills for anxiety, pills for anything that makes you feel uncomfortable. You've been told that it's okay to hide from your problems, to mask the pain instead of dealing with it. But that's not the way of strength. That is not what your grandparents died for. That is the way of weakness. When your grandparents were faced with unimaginable brutality, they didn't run to a pill bottle. They didn't seek support from strangers on the internet. They didn't give up because life was hard. They fought back, and look where it got them. Even when it seemed like everything was against them, because they didn't have the option of running away from pain. It was part of their reality. They lived it every single day. But you've been handed everything on a silver platter. You've been given comforts and luxuries your ancestors could have never imagined, and yet you let the smallest challenges knock you down. You blame everyone but yourself. You hide behind the labels of toxic and depressed as if these things are supposed to explain your inability to deal with life. You use them as crutches, as excuses for your pathetic failures, for your inaction, for your weakness. You need to understand something. Life does not give a damn about your comfort. Life doesn't care about how you feel. Life doesn't care about your excuses. It keeps moving forward whether you're ready or whether you're not. And if you want to succeed, if you want to be strong, you need to face it head on. No more hiding behind your problems. No more blaming others. No more giving up when things don't go your way. Your grandparents didn't have the luxury of self-pity. They didn't have the luxury of therapy, of self-help gurus or antidepressants. They had to face the reality of life, and they did it without making excuses. They didn't wallow in their pain. They used it to fuel their strength to get you to where you are today. And you are letting yourself get soft. You've been given the freedom to be weak, but that doesn't make it right. And it's time you realize that. You've been living in a world that's softer than the one your grandparents lived in. Yet you have fallen into the trap of comfort, of victimhood. You've allowed yourself to believe that every setback, every negative emotion, everything that goes against you is something you can't handle. But you can handle it. You were born to handle it. You were born to overcome, to fight and to rise above every obstacle. You are a descendant of fighters. Your ancestors didn't fight and die for you to just sit here and complain and watch a video of mine. They fought for you to have a chance to live without chains and to have the power to shape your own future for you and your children. So stop making excuses. Stop blaming the past. Stop blaming everyone else for your failures. Start taking responsibility for your life. Be authentic. If you want to be strong, if you want to succeed, then stop whining. Stop being the victim and start doing the work. It's not easy. It's not supposed to be easy. Life is not supposed to be easy. Your ancestors didn't survive so that you could live a life of comfort and ease. They survived so that you could become the man, the woman you were meant to be, the warrior you were destined to become. And to do that, you have to stop hiding behind your excuses. Stop reaching for the pills every time you're uncomfortable. Stop believing that your happiness depends on others. Your strength, the strength the grandparents had, you have inside you. You just need to tap into it. You have to decide when to stop being weak, when to stop blaming the world for your problems, and to start taking control of your life. Stop blaming the past. Stop using it as a clutch. Stop blaming apartheid. Stop being a little weakling who thinks everything is too hard because of what happened to your grandparents. It happened to your grandparents, not you. Get over it. Get your socks up and get up and start grinding. Alright, listen. I'm speaking directly to you. Alright? If you think I'm being too harsh, that is not the intention. I'm trying to wake you up. I want you to pay attention. Your mind has been corrupted by TikTok. You have a short attention span. So if I don't yell at you, you're not going to pay attention. You're going to leave this video and your life is going to be a complete mess. You've got so much potential inside you right now, but you're wasting it. You're wasting it on what? On mindless entertainment. You're wasting it on distractions. You're not some victim of your circumstances. Your circumstances don't define you unless you let them. You are defined by the actions you take, the choices you make, and the energy you put into your future. The truth is, you are at a crossroads right now. You are either going to take the path of growth, of hard work, and of self-discipline, or you're going to take the easy way out. The path where you blame the world, blame apartheid, blame your parents, blame your community, and blame everyone else for your failures. Do you know which path is going to lead you to nowhere? The second one, the path of excuses, the path of mediocrity. Think about it. This generation is the most advanced in history. You have access to more knowledge, more resources, more opportunities than every other generation before you. If you're genuinely still stuck in poverty right now in the 21st century and still complaining about your circumstances, then I'm sorry, that's on you. You have the power to change your life, to rise up and to take control. You're not going to blame anyone for your failures. You failed. It's not going to be handed to you. No one is going to come along and give you a Lambo and a big house and a beautiful partner who's going to be loyal to you forever. You've got to fight for it. You've got to believe in yourself more than anyone else believes in you. Because if you don't believe in you, if you don't have that fire burning inside you to push past every obstacle, then don't even bother. Because here's the hard truth. You want success? You want to make something of yourself? Then get ready to work harder than you have ever worked before. The world does not owe you anything. It's not going to hand you success on a silver platter like St. John the Baptist's head. You think anyone is going to give you a job because of what happened in 1994? Then think again. Look at you now, you're unemployed. It's time to stop dreaming about the easy life and start working the hard life. One where you will be proud of when you look back. One where you can look at your grandkids in the eyes one day and say, I fought for you. I fought for you. The kind of life where you can look back and say, I did that. I fought for that. I earned that and nobody can take it away from me. You've got to understand you're not special because you've got problems. Everyone's got problems. I've got problems. You've got problems. Everyone's got obstacles. And no, life is not fair. But life doesn't owe you fairness either. It owes you nothing. So stop waiting for someone to give you a handout. Stop waiting for the government to solve your problems. You are the solution to your own problems. One of the biggest mistakes I see young people making today is waiting for permission. Waiting for someone to tell them that it's okay to start. Waiting for the right time, looking for the one, waiting for the right opportunity. I'll cross the bridge when I get there. Listen to me carefully. There is no right time. There is no perfect opportunity. There is only now. And you don't need anyone's permission to succeed. You don't need validation. You don't need someone to tell you it's okay to dream big, to hustle and go after what you want. If you're genuinely waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough, that you deserve success, that you have what it takes, then you already lost from the very beginning. You need to be the one who gives yourself permission. You need to be the one who looks in the mirror and says, I'm not going to make this. I'm not going to let my circumstances define who I am. I'm going to make this happen. You've got to be tough if you want to make this happen. You got to make it work. Be mentally tough. You've got to have the ability to keep going when everything inside you is telling you to quit. When the world is pushing you down. When the people are laughing at you. When your own doubts are rising up. You've got to find that inner strength to keep pushing. Success is not for the faint-hearted. Success is for the warriors. It's for the men who are willing to endure the pain, to embrace the struggle, and to push through the darkness. It's for the men who are ready to sacrifice comfort for greatness. It's for the men who are willing to suffer now so that they can reap the rewards later. But the most important thing you need to know is this. The only thing holding you back is the person you see in the mirror every single day. The choice is yours. You can either keep running away from the challenges, or you can keep using excuses to avoid your responsibility. Or you can rise up. You can become the person you are meant to be. It all starts with you. Be the person you always feared. The world doesn't care about your comfort. It doesn't care about your pain. It's time to stop being weak. It's time to stop hiding. It's time to stop blaming the past. It's time to take control. So what's it going to be? Are you going to sit around, blame apartheid, cut yourself, take antidepressants, blame your circumstances and blame everything around you as we know it for your lack of success? Or are you going to take responsibility, take control, and make something of your life? The choice is yours. But know this, the world doesn't care about your excuses. The world only cares about what you do. Your life is in your hands. Stop blaming the past. Stop making excuses and get out there and start building your future. Because if you don't, no one else will. And trust me, no one else is coming to save you. I learned that the hard way. Now get to work. If you're tired of being weak, if you're done making excuses, if you're ready to become the person you were always meant to be, then listen up. You're not alone in this fight. There is a place for young people like you, a place where young, hungry, and strong individuals push each other to new heights. A place where mediocrity is unacceptable, where weakness is destroyed, and excuses are torn apart, limb from limb. And that's the realm of reason, my own Discord server. This isn't just some random group chat where we all glorify each other. This is a family of warriors committed to becoming stronger in every way. Physically, mentally, financially, even academically. You want to get your life together? You want to start a business? You want to dominate in your career? Then you need to surround yourself with winners who have the same mindset as you. Inside this realm of reason, you get business advice from actual business owners. No experience, no fluff. Not me only. There's actual business owners who joined the server and we talk all the time. There's some genuine golden stuff they have to tell you. You get career advice if you're looking to choose a path. Maybe you just matriculated. You get discipline and accountability because no one succeeds alone. This server is where weakness dies and strength is forged. This is where you're going to find young people who refuse to be average. And if you want to be one of them, if you're serious about stepping up, then don't waste another second. All you have to do is just click the link in the description below. It's free. Join the realm of reason and become the man you were always born to be. Become the woman you were always born to be. Become the person you were always meant to be. The fighter who fights for their future and takes no excuses and takes no no's for an answer. You must listen to that again if you didn't listen. Just click the link in the description. Completely free and change your life forever. You're going to thank me later.